Exhilarating sports talk coming up next on The Doug Stewart Show in about 2 minutes. Stay tuned. We're about to have some fun. That's right, sports talk, guy talk, right here on The Doug Stewart Show. Show coming up in about a minute and a half. Hold on. You have entered a no puppet zone. That's right, no puppetry around here. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 1 minute. The realest, treeless, most unfiltered sports and guy talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 30 seconds. Yes!
Play this record as frequently as possible.
The Doug Stewart Show
is the best in the world as far as I'm concerned.
This is sports talk for the people. The Doug Stewart Show. It's like the tail wagging the dog. They create the narrative. Don't believe it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Or are you not entertained? This is sports talk with hot sauce. Texas Pete hot sauce. The Doug Stewart Show. Yeah! What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. And this is a Throwback Thursday. And oh boy, got a lot of great things planned for you today, as we do every single day. Thank you for joining your folk. Good morning, Stewies. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My favorite day of the week. Throwback Thursday, my favorite day of the week. And today, we taking it back to 1997. But first, Cassidy, bring that beat back for your boy one more time. Bring it back. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's get that scratch beat. This is a Throwback Thursday. Thank you so much for joining your boy. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can call the show old school style. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. What took you so long? We've been doing this show now for about a year and a half. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, man, we have the most fun around here. I'm telling you, trust me on this. Trust me. All right, so, matter of fact, that's a good place to start. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, a couple things you need to do. You need to go to Spreaker.com. And once you get on Spreaker.com, you need to search and find the Doug Stewart Show. Once you find it, you need to hit the little follow button. So follow the show. That means whenever this show or any of the other shows on the network go live, which I'll tell you more about here in a second, because today we do have a couple of shows going live today, you will be alerted. So make sure you follow the show and the network, as well as click on the little chat bubble. There's a little chat, comic book, talking bubble thingy. You click on that, and then you're entered into a whole new world of sports and guide chat. I call it the fantasy island of sports and guy chat. And its inhabitants are the Stewies. Yes, sir. Yeah, its inhabitants are the Stewies, man. So do that. Post your thoughts, post your comments, and, whenever I get a chance, I read a lot of your chat messages throughout the show. It kind of adds to the show. I call the Stewies kind of like my co-hosts, my wingmen. They kind of spurn a lot of conversation that we have around here on the Doug Stewart Show. So make sure you do that and be a part of the most interactive sports and guy talk show in America. That's right, the Doug Stewart Show. Yes. Yes. All right. And I did mention the number already, but to reiterate, the chat is big around here on the Doug Stewart Show. The chat is huge. All right, trust me on that. It's very big. You'll see if you stick around for a little while. But you can still call the show old school style, 404-382-0338. Once again, that number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So we're just totally interactive around this piece, all right? So today, Throwback Thursday, we're taking it back to 1997. If you listened to the show last week, you know we had a little mix-up. We had a little mix-up last week. So last week, we were playing music from 2007, but we were giving you facts from 1997, and it was supposed to be 1997 all the way around. So today, we'll go ahead and finish the job, man. So today on Throwback Thursday, we'll talk about some events that went down in 1997. We'll also play music back from 1997. I'm going to tell you right now, if you one of them haters, if you one of them Puff Daddy haters, you could be mad as hell today. Because in 1997, Bad Boy was kicking ass and taking names. No lie. I'm just going to tell you right now. Back in 1997, when I went back and me and the staff went back and looked at the music and the top 10 Billboard hits, hip-hop hits, R&B hits from 1997, 9 out of the 10 top 10 songs, 9 out of 10 of them were Bad Boy-centric. I'm just telling you. Puffy got a lot of haters. Ooh, but Bad Boy was killing them back in 97. They were killing them in 97. So today you're going to hear a lot of Bad Boy music, man, coming back from the breaks. We'll also talk about some of the things going on back then as well. We'll also talk about the Lakers. Phil Jackson wants to do something which is crazy, I think, in my opinion. We'll talk about that. Patrick Ewing gets no love at all. Shut up, kids. Now, listen, we got kids in the studio today. They're out on spring break, so we got a couple of kids in studios today. What do you kids got against Patrick Ewing? Shut up. Patrick Ewing gets no love in the NBA, man. We'll talk about that. Duke kind of gets some good news, and the Masters get started today. We'll talk a little bit of golf. I'm not going to really give you, who I'm going to pick to win it all, because in golf, kind of like the NCAA tournament, it's a crapshoot. But we'll talk about a couple of guys and where they're listed as far as favorites to win the Masters this year. We'll do all of that today. We got birthdays. We got a couple of special birthdays today, a couple of Stewies. Andre 3000, he kind of, lets us in on a little secret. We'll talk about that in the entertainment news today. A lot going on, man. Give me a call, 404-382-0338. You can also email us, and once again, the easy way to be totally interactive is just to jump into the chat room on Spreaker.com. Listen, 12 p.m. today, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast returns. My man Trey and Maestro, my mans in them. They're going to talk NCAA recap, Adrian Bronner, Floyd Mayweather Jr., NBA talk, NFL talk, and a little bit of baseball talk they're going to sprinkle in. So once again, that's at 12 p.m. Eastern Time today right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast. And then at 1:30 p.m., he was ill last week, so he didn't have a show last week, but he's back this week. the Grizz. My man Rashad Grismore returns today to the network. 1:30 p.m. The Grizz is also going to talk a little bit about Patrick Ewing. He's going to talk about Peyton Manning, Patriots fans, a lot of good stuff with my man Rashad Grismore, South Central's finest, coming to you live and direct from L.A., giving you sports talk only the way that he can. All right? The number to the show, once again, is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. I tell y'all all the time, that I watch Mike and Mike in the morning. And a lot of y'all like, man, why you always giving them shots out? I'm not giving them shots out. Now, I always talk about ESPN being the puppet factory. Actually worked there for over 5 years. Got a lot of great friends up there. There's no denying how dominant a force ESPN is in the sports industry. There's just a lot of cats up there are puppets, okay? In my opinion, that's why I call it the puppet factory. But so I kind of keep Mike and Mike on the TV in the morning when I'm prepping for the show. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I kind of keep that on because, one, there's a lot of times there's stories that I forget to even put into my itinerary to talk about, and they'll mention, I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to talk about that as well. So it's kind of like a reminder. They do have a lot of great guests. They have a huge-ass budget. So they have on, the best guests that money can buy. So for that aspect alone, like the whole Oscar Robertson thing, when I watched that morning and Oscar Robertson gave his thoughts on Steph Curry, that kind of was a big talking point. So those are the reasons why I keep it on that particular show in the morning. Those guys are okay. They never did anything wrong to me. So I keep that on. So this morning, I tune in. And Bomani Jones, who actually came in studio with us one time way before he started doing things with ESPN, Bomani Jones is on Mike and Mike this morning, taking or replacing Mike Golick. And Bomani Jones has on a T-shirt called the Caucasians. So wait a minute. Why are y'all booing, studio audience? Shut up, kids. Let me finish telling you the story. So Bomani Jones has on a T-shirt. And it's obviously a play on the Cleveland Indians. The Cleveland Indians, the type of script that they have the name Indians written in. And then they have the little Indian caricature, which is very demeaning, a lot of people feel. But instead of Cleveland and the little picture of the Indian, it's Caucasians and a little picture of a white guy, kind of very reminiscent of the Cleveland Indians. I am very, very shocked that Bomani Jones went there. But I'm giving him a ball on Thursday. I'm shocked. This ninja had on a T-shirt that talked about the Caucasians. Now, if you think that's offensive, that's probably the point. There shouldn't be anybody complaining about this shirt, but you're okay with the Cleveland Indians shirt. And so they didn't even make mention of it. I didn't hear Mike Greenberg talk about it at all. And the reason being is you shouldn't have a problem with it. It's a play on words. It's a play on the Cleveland Indians. So if you're okay with the Cleveland Indians mascot and you're okay with the Cleveland Indians, that logo that they have for their team, you shouldn't have a problem with a mythical T-shirt about a team called the Caucasians, right? You shouldn't, right? I don't think that's actually going to be the case. I think they're going to suspend his ass. They're going to suspend his black ass today. He probably won't even be on that show that later on this evening that he does with Dan Le Batard. He probably won't be on there today. You won't see his black ass for the next couple of weeks. I hope not. I hope that's not the case because I'm sure Bomani's a very smart dude. I'm sure that he got the green light from the producers, from the staff at ESPN. I'm sure he did. But what happens is there's going to be outrage. There's going to be outrage. People are going to call up there. People are going to write. They're going to email. And they're going to force ESPN's hand. And that ninja going to get suspended for a month. Hey, But I tell you what, you get a Baller Award from the Doug Stewart Show on a Thursday. We usually give Ballers and Busters on Monday. I'm giving Bomani Jones a Baller Award on a Thursday. It's kind of like a political statement. It is. It's kind of like a political statement. You know, all this conversation with the Washington Redskins and their mascot and how much attention that's received over the last couple of years. I get it. The problem is, will ESPN get it? We'll see. All right, when we get back from the break, man, Lakers crying now. I know. They crying now. Kobe Bryant going out like this. Nobody expected this. Oh, yeah, we all expected this. Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't want to hear it now. I don't want to hear the crying now. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we'll talk a little Lakers. We'll start reading some of your chat. We'll start giving you some facts from 1997. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. He got them tickets. I'm telling you. Boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway. He's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you. Smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell them, though, that I sent you. You got to tell them that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Protect yourself at all times. The referee issues that reminder because it's important to a fighter's safety and success. Doug Stewart here to tell you about the team at Strickland Security and remind you that living in the metro Atlanta area is sometimes like boxing. You've got to protect yourself at all times. There's nothing more important than ensuring the safety of your family and your home. And for business owners, protecting your business is critical because it's your livelihood. Strickland Security can satisfy all of your security needs. The staff of Strickland Security has a combined 55 years of experience protecting people and property. From alarm systems to uniformed security guards and everything in between. Strickland Security has an affordable solution for you. To see a list of all the security services they offer, visit their website at stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call at 800-422-9075. Again, that's stricklandsecurity.com or give them a call at 800-422-9075.
Man, that's how to illustrate. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo. Oh, damn. Clip that.
What's up, Playboy?
Can you reach in your glove box there and give me registration?
1 second.
Hell no.
Where you at?
You want to talk to Puff?
Yeah, let me talk.
Okay, now.
These two cops done pulled us over. No, they ain't touched me. No, hell no, they ain't touched me. They trying to mess with me.
You crazy.
You've been here for a
Let's
while.
tell me what time we going to link up, man. We should be over here in a minute.
Around 12 o'clock.
Why are you in the conversation?
Yeah, Sean on the hot track, melt like it's hot wax. Put it out, all the stores, bet you can shop that.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday, 1997. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Back in 1997, Princess Diana was killed in that car crash. And you remember the funeral. They showed the funeral on TV, and there was an estimated 1.5 billion people that watched the funeral. And I always wonder about, the British monarchy and how they continue to keep their lifestyle in modern times. You do know that the royal family, like their entire lifestyle, every bit of money that they bring into the household is all financed, by its citizens. Like they just take care. Like why? This is so old, and why do you still look at them as kings and queens or whatever? This 2016, man. Make their ass go out and get a job. But yeah, that happened back in 1997. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Byron Scott talks about the Lakers, man, and about Kobe Bryant finishing on such a sad note. Last night, the Lakers got destroyed 103-81 by the Clippers. And I'm a Laker fan. If you're new to the show, I'm a Laker fan. Here's a quote from Byron Scott, the head coach of the Lakers. He says, "It bothers me that his last 5, 6, 7, 8 games are going to be with the way we're playing as a team." Scott said after the loss last night, he says, "That bothers me because you're talking about a champion. That bothers me because he is a champion, and I hate to see him go out this way. Unfortunately, this is the way it's going to be." The Clippers opened Tuesday's contest on a 20-2 run. You heard me, a 20-2 run. How the hell you have a 20-2 run and you're a professional basketball team? The Lakers are in disarray right now, man. Bryant finished with 6 points on 2 of 12 shooting. It's just sad, man. It's sad, but it's not sad because the Lakers did this to themselves. You see the title of today's show, man. They did this to themselves. Never been a fan of the lifetime contract, the lifetime achievement contract that they gave Kobe Bryant. It's never really worked. I can't think of a time where you gave a guy $25 million a year in his 17th, 18th, 19th year playing in a league. Never remember the time where that actually worked out. And so says it with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. And I remember, man, when they gave Kobe that deal, I just said to myself, man, I love Kobe. Fantastic player. I railed on about him yesterday and talked about him so glowingly. But I'm a Laker fan first, not a player fan first. That's the essence of being a true fan. You root for teams, not players. And you knew this thing wasn't going to end up well. And sure enough, the last 3 years, this guy hasn't been able to finish the season because of, a diatribe of injuries. And is going out real suckerish. I mean, the Lakers has, 62 losses this year. That's what they're on the board for. Yeah, you heard me. And I don't think it's going to get any better before it gets probably more worse. And there's been a lot of factors on why the Lakers have sucked over the last couple of years. I talk about them all the time. The whole Chris Paul trade was just absolutely a debacle. We got David Stern to thank for that. Bringing in Dwight Howard, thinking that he would be there to be the building block of the team. He panned out. He's a sucker. He don't want the challenge. The whole Steve Nash thing. You brought in Steve Nash. You brought in Mike D'Antoni, and none of that worked out. So it's been a bad run over the last couple of years for the Lakers, man. And a lot of people will call this chickens coming home to roost because they've had such great success and great luck in relative terms for so many years. People always look back at the Pau Gasol trade and the fact that we quote-unquote snookered the Memphis Grizzlies. That wasn't the case at all. That was a fair deal. But it's just bad right now, man. It's just bad, bad, bad right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any worse. And the Lakers got themselves to blame for this. They do. Bringing in D'Angelo Russell, guys with questionable character, telling on their boys and whatnot. Yeah, he did. He did that. And so it's horrible. And so Byron Scott, his comments fall on deaf ears as far as me and where I'm concerned, because the organization knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were getting into. The fact that Kobe Bryant took this deal, I'm not mad at him. Who wouldn't take a deal like this? Who wouldn't want to finish their career in Los Angeles to one place for one team his entire career? You can't be mad at Kobe Bryant. But here's what happens. At the end of Cat's career, you know, when they get old and decrepit, usually what happens is the team cuts them, the team waives them, or the team finds a way to trade that person to a contender. You know, they find a way to do that. The Lakers basically traded winning and trying to build up their organization again for selling tickets. That's what it ultimately comes down to. They felt like they wanted to sell tickets in L.A., and so they kept Kobe way past his prime. They kept him way past his due date. And the rest is history, as they say. 404-382-0338. All I remember, man, and whenever I bring up Kobe in this situation right now, all I remember is Larry Bird at the end of his career. All I remember is Larry Bird on the sideline, laying on his back for half the damn game because he couldn't go in and help the team out on the floor. And how bad it crippled the Boston Celtics for many, many, many years. The Celtics sucked for a long, long time. They aren't great right now, but they sucked for a long, long time in between the Parrish, McHale, and Bird era, where they had great success, in between that and the Big Three, when they brought in Garnett, Pierce, or they had Garnett and they had Pierce already, as well as Ray Allen. In between that time, you know, the Antoine Walker era, the early part of Paul Pierce's career, the Boston Celtics sucked. And it was all because they tried to hold on to those old players too long. They didn't want to, quote-unquote, disrespect them. There's nothing about the whole scenario of a player being at the end of his career and you trading him as disrespectful in my mind. You see the best players of all times traded. You see the best players of all times waived. You see Michael Jordan with a Washington Wizards uniform on. You see Patrick Ewing playing for the Seattle Seahawks or Seattle Supersonics, or you see Patrick Ewing playing for the Orlando Magic. It happens all the time. You see Tony Dorsett in a Denver Broncos jersey. That's the price of doing business. Sometimes it doesn't end well. As a matter of fact, a lot of times, most of the times it doesn't end well. So what the hell made Kobe any different? I blame the damn Bus family. And you got all these haters. I'm looking at my man in here, Montana Jones. I find myself enjoying this Lakers season. But we did it to ourselves. We did it to ourselves, man. And I don't know when the Lakers are going to recover from this, man. Once again, don't get it twisted. Kobe Bryant's one of the best to ever do it, and I thank him for all of his years of service. But we should have never gave that ninja money. They should have never gave you money. Should have never gave that ninja all that money, man. And it ain't personal. We love you, Kobe, but we can't give you all this money, bruh. Your body is beat down. I mean, you did it for us, but this is not going to be conducive for us winning and getting back on the winning track. That's the only conversation they should have had. Did they sacrifice winning and building this organization, man, to appease fans? Fans. I mean, the fans aren't running the team. The fans don't have to put a quality product on the floor week in and week out. They did this to appease the fans. And this is the chickens coming home to roost. All right, when we get back from the break, man, speaking of basketball and Lakers, Phil Jackson's in the news. Phil wants to do what? And why Patrick Ewing don't get no love? I want to talk about that as well, man. And all of this stuff kind of, ties together. Phil Jackson, he wants to do something crazy, and Patrick Ewing, New York, and all of that stuff. And we'll also start reading some of your chat, man. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
I got no time for fake niggas. Just sip some Cristal with these real niggas. From east to west coast spread.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday, 1997. Y'all know what happened in 1997? I'm about to tell you. 1997 is the year that Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear. Even the kids don't like that. Yeah, I remember where I was at when that whole thing went down. That's one of the bigger sports stories over the last 25 years. Mike Tyson biting Evander Holyfield's ear. Speaking of which, I saw a video, and I saw it on social media where Evander Holyfield answers his door and Mike Tyson's there, and Mike Tyson kind of wants to apologize for the whole ear biting thing. And so as a gift, Mike Tyson gives him back the piece of the ear that he bit off. That ain't cool. I'm sure you can find it on social media. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. I'm going to read some of your chat here in a second. Thank you so much for the chat. Don't forget, at 12 noon today, the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. And then at 1:30 p.m., man, the Grizz returns. My man Rashad Grismore doing it LA style here on the network as well. Inside sources say that Phil Jackson, man, is pushing the New York Knicks organization, James Dolan and those cats, man, to keep Kurt Rambis as their head coach. Rambis has already had 2 stints as an assistant coach to Phil Jackson, one with the Lakers, joining for 4 of his 11 championship rings, and has grown very close to Phil over the years. We all know that. Sources say Jackson, who took his post with the Knicks in March, has had a much frequent presence at Knicks practices at home since Rambis took over. So you know the whole story. He brought in Derek Fisher to come in there and run his system, the triangle or whatever. Kurt Rambis has been around him forever. So he feels like Kurt Rambis is the guy to, to put in place to do the job. But Rambis has sucked as the head coach for the Knicks for the most part. And it's not all Rambis' fault. And I do have an affinity for Kurt Rambis because obviously he was part of the Lakers teams back in the days that won many, many rings for the organization. So I like Kurt Rambis, but Kurt Rambis has never shown a propensity to be a great coach. He was head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves for a couple of years, and they had to get his ass out of there from that job. He's really never done a lot. And Phil Jackson insists on this triangle offense in the NBA, but here's the problem, and everybody will tell you with that whole triangle thing, it's kind of like a misnomer that this triangle is that great. When Phil Jackson ran the triangle worked with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Probably any system can work with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. So I kind of think it's a misnomer that this triangle offense is so dominant and so great, and Phil's high bent on, running that style of offense and that style of system for his teams that he's the GM of. So I don't know if you bring in, if Phil comes in, or if, the great Pat Riley is the head coach. Red Auerbach coming back from the dead or something like that. You're not going to win a lot of games with Carmelo at this point in his career, or a young Kristaps Porzingis running the triangle offense. So I think the whole concept that we got to have a triangle guy and feel so strong about having a triangle guy has really not worked anywhere else that I can think of. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I mean, I can't think of another team that had the success running the triangle offense, which actually Phil Jackson got from the Great Tex Winners. I can't think of another team over the years that have run specifically solely the triangle offense and had the success that Phil did in Chicago and L.A. I can't. So I think that whole thing's a misnomer. And then on the backside of this story, kind of sort of twisted in, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is Patrick Ewing has put it out for public consumption that he'd like an opportunity to be the head coach of the New York Knicks. Patrick Ewing's been an assistant in the NBA for 13 years. A Hall of Fame player. But they're not giving Patrick Ewing a sniff of that damn job in New York. Here's a quote from Patrick Ewing. He says, this is a great fit for me. He's an assistant coach with the Charlotte Hornets. Before the Charlottes won 11-97 win over the Knicks on Wednesday night. So you have that Knicks, component to the story as well. When asked about it, he says, I have my number up there in the rafters and talking about Madison Square Garden. I still live in the area. If I get an opportunity for an interview, I'd be happy. I've been doing this 13 years now. I see people who don't have the same amount on their resume as I do and still have gotten opportunities. It is what it is. All I can do is continue to work, continue to get better at my craft, and hopefully one day somebody will give me an opportunity. I'll show that I'm ready. The Knicks actually offered Patrick Ewing the head coaching position of the D-League team a couple of years back, and he declined it. I'm not sure he shouldn't have taken that job. And it's almost kind of demeaning that you would have a Hall of Famer, probably one of the top 1 or 2 players in New York Knicks history. He's got 13 years of experience on the job. You would think that it's kind of demeaning for him to take a job in the D-League, looking at his resume once again. But I think he probably should have took the damn job to show that he can actually coach. And I don't know what it is, man. For whatever reason, NBA teams traditionally, man, guys that have been very, very good, i.e. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was an assistant for many years, they don't get the opportunity to be head coaches. And this is the same situation with Patrick Ewing. I think Patrick Ewing deserves a shot. All of these cats to get jobs, all of these guys that never played in the NBA, the Terry Stottses of the world, who's doing a great job in Portland right now, the Lon Krugers of the world, another Atlanta Hawk coach now, the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. All of these cats get opportunities. Why wouldn't Patrick Ewing get an opportunity, and especially for the New York Knicks? You know, what has he said to the media in the past? What has he done behind closed doors in the locker room that GMs and these team presidents won't give Patrick Ewing a shot? And once again, I'm clearly not a New York Knicks fan. I would probably be classified as a New York Knicks hater. But damn, right is right. You know, you got cats like Jason Kidd and Derek Fisher, you know, never even being an assistant coach. Steve Kerr, for the most part, you know, they just walk straight off of the floor as a player and are head coaches. Like, what about Patrick Ewing has pissed off, you know, basketball brass? You know, why hasn't this cat been given an opportunity? You know, usually you get an opportunity. You at least get one opportunity. And then with your hometown team, the team that you're known for playing for your entire career, you're a Hall of Famer for this team. Once again, I think most people will tell you, as far as most heralded New York Knicks, even though they didn't win a title, Patrick Ewing was kind of a big deal when he was in New York. The whole controversy about him at the draft and the lottery and the envelopes and all of that stuff. Patrick Ewing probably top 3 or 4 player for the New York Knicks, but he can't even get an opportunity. What are your thoughts on that? I know we got a lot of Knicks fans that listen to the show. All right, you damn kids. Enough is enough. Just sit down and shut up. I know we got a lot of Knicks fans that listen to the show. I know we do. What are your thoughts? What have you heard? What are the streets saying about why Patrick Ewing hasn't gotten an opportunity, not just in New York, but anywhere? Is there some type of character flaw that I don't know about? The man's got 13 years of being an assistant, probably 15, 16 years in the NBA as an all-star player, probably 10 times. I don't have the numbers in front of me. One of the most heralded Knicks of all times. He's paid his dues. Why can't he get a shot? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. From DC Cavalier, John Thompson years ago said that there was a bias against centers being given coaching opportunities. Can you name a center that is a head coach in the NBA? That's a very good point. I can't think of why or another center that's a head coach in the NBA right now. And I'm sure there is. There has to be one. But you're right. Usually head coaches, if they come from the NBA, if they play in the NBA for a substantial amount of time, is usually a point guard. And I guess it's all stereotypes. You know, the point guards are kind of like the leaders on the floor, which is true. They're kind of used to being in a position of authority. And so subconsciously teams look at those guys as leaders of men. You know, Steve Kerr once again, Derek Fisher once again, Jason Kidd. I mean, these cats are literally took off their uniform and put on a suit and have been head coaches in the NBA. I don't know, but now that I think about that, that's a very good point. If John Thompson said that, I can't think of another center. And, you know, I don't know how many centers have actually wanted to be head coaches in the NFL or in the NBA. But, yeah, that's interesting. And, I mean, Kareem couldn't sniff a job in the NBA. You know, a lot of people can argue, and I said this yesterday, the greatest player in NBA history couldn't sniff a job. One thing I'll tell you about Kareem has a bad attitude. Kareem is the epitome of a curmudgeon, man. Trust me, I know. Met the man face to face. Hung out with him for a couple of hours. And all of the talk about Kareem and how, you know, he's kind of like this curmudgeon type player, this old fogey stogie. I can see that. I don't know the man personally, but I can kind of see that. Kareem has a very, very nasty disposition. And meeting him in person. This isn't nothing that I heard. You all have heard these types of things about Kareem. But I'm telling you from firsthand experience. Real nasty disposition. I'm still having nightmares today about my encounter with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's neither here nor there. Maybe I'll tell you that story another day. All right, when we get back from the break, man, Duke gets some good news. We'll talk about that. We'll talk more about 1997. And all I'm going to do is read chat as well in the next segment on the Doug Stewart Show. All right? Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. What is ID Life? Well, over the last 18 years, a group of scientists and doctors have been working on the development of a one-of-a-kind nutritional supplement program that takes all the guesswork out of what you need and delivers your truly personalized pharmaceutical-grade nutrition with your name on it directly to your door. Through the integration of thousands of medical and scientific studies, answers you provide to the free assessment, and more than 5,470 algorithms that process the data, ID Nutrition recommends what you need, leaves out what you don't, and blocks things known to the system that have possible adverse effects based on the answers you provide. The result is a program that is revolutionizing the health and wellness industry. Welcome to ID Life. For more information, just go to thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. That's thedougstewartshow.idlife.com. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
I thought I told you that we won't stop. I rock the party that rocks your body. I rock the party that rocks your body. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. The world's heavyweight champion of sports and guy talk radio. Thank you for joining your folk. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Time for some chat, man. Let me hear what y'all got to say about everything we've been talking about early today. The Doug Stewart Show, and this segment is brought to you by my folks from Strickland Security. Man, Strickland Security has over 55 years combined experience in the business. That's right. The business of protecting your home, all right, with great quality alarm systems. If you got an alarm system that's broken, they can even fix it. A lot of companies, they don't want to do that type of stuff because there's not enough money in it for them. Strickland Security got you on that as well. If you need a basic alarm system starting at just $15, Strickland Security is the place to go. If you need the big boy alarm system, my folks at Strickland Security got you covered all around the equation. All right, so go to StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com. You got to make sure and tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you, though. All right, make sure you do that. That's very important. Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
What's up, Doug Stewart?
What's up? Who's this?
This is Chief Rocker, man. What's going on?
The number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. What up, baby?
3 years as Patrick Ewing was not a Knicks coach. Dave Checkers, Donnie Vance, Isaiah Thomas. Checkers was there when they wouldn't bring Patrick back. Donnie Vance had his own team of coaches he wanted to coach. He didn't want Patrick because he was part of that Jordan class that wouldn't let Isaiah be part of the Olympic team.
Okay.
And Bill Russell was a center and championship coach for the Boston Celtics for many years.
Yeah, let me ask you this, though, Vern. If that's the case, you don't think Patrick Ewing knows this and realizes that he's probably not, because of some things that happened in his past, is not going to get a fair shake at a head coaching job, and you think he's, just wasting his time?
It wasn't nothing he did in his past. It's just the people that they brought in there. There wasn't true Knicks lovers or believers of the New York franchise. They was there for the money. A big job like that in Madison Square Garden, they're trying to build their type of dynasty with their people. That's what happened. Yeah. So Patrick got caught in the numbers game.
Right.
Just like Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson should be the coach of the Knicks right now.
Right. I agree 100%. So, what do you think about Phil Jackson? You just talked about, the numbers game and getting caught up in a bad situation. Let's be honest, and Vern, you're a big New York Knicks fan, but Phil Jackson sucks. Phil Jackson doesn't even want to do that job, I believe. Phil Jackson is just money hungry.
You know what? At first I was for but right now I'm hoping Carmelo tells Phil, because Carmelo said he want to be in or hire the coach. And for Carmelo tells Phil, listen, man, you pay me the money to be here. I'm here. I'm going to give my opinion. If not, I'm going to go to the fans and let them know what the hell going on. Phil Jackson bringing that L.A. lad there. No. Bring that there Knicks lad when you played back there. That's why they called you Action Jackson. You had a lot of action. Get some damn action in your ass now.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Vern. He called 404-382-0338. Get off that Obama phone, too, bruh. Vern called 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshow.com. That's another part of this whole story is Phil Jackson, his role in this whole thing with the Knicks. And I'm not going to talk about no damn New York Knicks all show long. I'm going to tell you that right now. Vern is my people's. I didn't have to put some buckshot in his ass today, so it worked out for him. The Vern is a big New York Knicks fan, so it's kind of relevant to the conversation today. But Phil Jackson, man, and I said this before, I love Phil, man. I love Phil Jackson. But Phil Jackson is a freaking crook, man. He's a freaking crook. Phil Jackson is the most money-hungry, grubbing cat that I know, and there's nothing wrong with that. If they want to give it to you, there's nothing wrong with that. But the Knicks are at blame for this because Phil Jackson, he don't really want to work. Phil is old, decrepit. He can barely get around. He's 70 years old, and the Knicks gave this man a gaggle amount in money, and he came in there and took that money. But Phil's heart and body ain't in this thing right now. So you can't expect for Phil to even do any great things in New York if you ask me. Phil Jackson, that was the same crap he tried to pull in L.A. with the Lakers. He tried to rob us without a damn mask on. And the organization was like, man, go ahead and beat it. Kick rocks. We want you back, Phil. This was like second, third time around. We want you back. But, bruh, you can't hold us hostage. You can't get this amount of money and don't want to go on road games. You can't. We can't do business like that. We need you in the game. We need your heart in the game, and Phil's heart isn't in it right now. And I don't know if he's even physically capable of being in it right now to a degree that a head coach or a GM needs to be in it. And so I love Phil, but we peeped Phil Jackson's game a long time ago. Phil is about that dollar bill. Y'all can have him. And I know that's kind of blasphemous and talking about a guy that's got 11 rings, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Phil Jackson basically holding y'all up without a mask once again. And the good, like my grandmama used to say, the good. Couldn't happen to a worse team and organization, the New York freaking Knicks. from Montana Jones in the chat room on Spreaker.com. People got to realize Kareem came from a different era in sports. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But there's a lot of guys that came from a different era, and what I'm assuming is you're talking about the civil rights era of the late 60s, which Kareem was very much a big part of the civil rights movement as far as sports is related. Probably one of the top 3 or 4 guys. You talk about him, Jim Brown, and who else? You talk about Kareem. Those guys, Muhammad Ali, those guys were very influential in the civil rights era. But that don't mean that you have to, have a mean disposition to people daily. I don't know. I'm not going to give him a pass for that. From Sluggo, I would quote the great James Baldwin as to why Kareem is the way he is. From Eugene Jackson, New York, what do you think of Phil Jackson, the general manager? Are you tired of seeing ex-Lakers getting opportunities as coaching the Knicks? I never even thought about it like that. That's a very good point. How do the great New York Knicks fans, the mecca of basketball, how do y'all feel about getting all of the Lakers' damn retreads? I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like it if they tried to, bring in any old bum coach from New York and bring in Clyde Frazier as the head coach and, I don't know, John Starks as the head coach every other time I turn around. I wouldn't like that. Y'all getting all of the Lakers' damn retreads. Y'all getting a 70-year-old coach that's at the end of his rope. You getting Derek Fisher fresh out of the league. He don't know damn thing about coaching the damn team. How y'all feel about that? Y'all getting our hand-me-downs. Y'all getting sloppy seconds. I take that back. That was probably kind of harsh for this show. That was kind of harsh. But it actually was on time, though. That was actually on time. From Willie D. Look at what happened when Rollins hit a game-winning home run this week. He got 0 love from the player rep. I guess he's talking about some baseball. From Willie D. Did anybody hear Bomani's take on who was the White Sox player who had issue with his kids in the locker room? I did not hear that. That whole controversy up there with the Chicago White Sox. Ducking and dodging. Westbrook should get some votes, but Curry is the MVP. Oh, Curry's going to win the MVP. I think Westbrook will probably be second. From Kaza, Vern calling from the payphone at the corner store. Yeah, Vern, this is 2016, bro. I mean, seriously. There's some phone etiquette when you call a sports talk radio show or an AM talk radio show in general. You can't be in a car with your window down. That's number one. You can't be on speakerphone. You just need to be in a nice, good place where you have a good signal. Everybody's on their cell phones these days. Nobody's on a landline per se. But, I mean, really, respect my business here, man. When y'all call up here to this show, and we don't get a lot of calls. I mean, this show is really the format and the platform is more conducive for the chat, which I really appreciate the chat. But if you do call up here, can you do your boy a favor and observe proper phone call etiquette calling into a radio show? Can you do that? Can you help me out a little bit with that? Yeah. From Chuchi, Doug equals new Mad Curse. Bro, I'm not going to read that name too much longer. I'm going to tell you that right now. He says, but you had to pay a lot of fees and you had to buy a certain amount of back in the day with stock trading. Man, damn. Stewie's talking about damn stocks in this bitch. From Smitty, this is real talk, Doug. Me as a Knicks fan, Phil Jackson is just stealing money. Real talk. He is. He is. Ms. Mocha Bella, Stephen A. says Phil Jackson should be arrested for theft. Laughed out loud. Man, if y'all would have listened to me when all of that conversation was going on about Phil Jackson taking that job, Phil Jackson want that cash, man. I can't blame him, just like I can't blame Kobe Bryant for taking that cash. But you have to be more responsible when you doling out, pun intended, when you're doling out cash like that. You really kind of need to get a guy that really is going to be vested into his job. Phil Jackson ain't vested in being the GM of the New York Knicks. Kobe Bryant can't really be vested because he knows he's old and decrepit. Why would you give him all that money? Why? Why? They hardly in it, man. Their body's not in it. It's just stupid. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show, hour number 2 coming up. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You gotta tell him, though, that I sent you. You gotta tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, baby. Yes! Yes, sir. Scratch beat. This is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you so much for joining your folk. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, man, this is how we do every single day, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In 15 minutes, man, we're going to talk a little entertainment, a couple of birthdays out there we'll kind of highlight as well on this Throwback Thursday. I didn't even mention this at the top of the show, and I should. We have classic stew for you today. Yes, sir. We got classic stew for you today. And this is right on time. This is right on time. This is an interview that the Stews did. I'm talking in third person. This is an interview that the Stews did probably 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, I know when it was. It was during the Olympics, which I think were in 2008. That's right. I think they were in 2008. A conversation that we had with the great Yao Ming, and Yao Ming was kind of going ham on Shaquille O'Neal. Yes, sir. So that's right. So at the top of the hour, about 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, man, classic stew from the great Yao Ming. You do not want to miss it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Classic stew. And also don't forget, at the top of the 12 o'clock hour, man, the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Make sure you have to log out today and log back in, so it's no big deal. Just know at 12 p.m. Eastern time, the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast will be going on live today on the network. Same thing at about 1:30 p.m. today Eastern time. The Grizz returns to SME. Speaking of SME, man, we're doing a lot of big things around here, huge things. We can play your music on the show to kind of promote your new music coming out. If you're an artist, host or speak at your event. We do voiceovers, promote you on our social media, interview you on the show, kind of like an infomercial type thing if you got a company out there or a brand. And the big thing we're doing, man, is we are broadcasting other shows on the network, doing some huge things on that aspect. I talked about the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast and the Grizz coming up later today. We have other shows as well, like the Kicking It with Kesey show, the Poe Politicking show. So if you have a great online show or podcast, but you don't have a lot of listeners, we have close to 11,000 followers to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, man. So we can get your show heard, and we can network with each other and help build each other's audiences. So email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Let's do some business. So birthday's coming up in about 10 minutes, and Classic Stew coming up in about 20 minutes. Classic Stew with the great Yao Ming. Let me read more of your chat here on Spreaker.com. Montana Jones, where in the hell does Dennis Scott buy his suits? Hey, Dennis Scott on that next level, man. Y'all don't even understand Dennis Scott in his suits. Scotty Stew. Speaking of which, as a matter of fact, it's funny you bring that up, and that's incredible timing. You're going to live a long time, Mr. Montana Jones. The interview that's done with Yao Ming back from 2008 at the Beijing Olympics, I believe. That's where he was at. I'm actually conducting the interview with Yao with Dennis Scott. I guess that day Ryan was out on vacation or something like that. So Scotty Stew, as we used to call him, was in that day. So you will hear him on that interview as well. From Al Thompson, Fisher knows one thing, though. Loose neck swag runs me XI. Yeah, whatever, man. You a clown for that. Go look at the record of the MEAC versus the SWAC over the last couple of years. We kick y'all ass. This ain't 1980. And Doug Williams ain't still in the SWAC. Everson Walls ain't still playing for Grambling and nothing like that, man. Steve Air McNair. The MEAC runs black college football, and you know that. You need to stop, sir. He says, Phil Jackson got B.J. Armstrong on speed dial. Yeah. Sloppy thirds. Sloppy thirds. From J. Fish the Microwave. Oh, yeah, my man John Fisher cooking with the microwave right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network as well. Speaking of all of the shows. What up, Fish? He says, Phil chasing money and Fisher chasing that Newtsy. That's exactly right. I mean, their mind's not in it. All right, they got other things on their minds. Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. What up? Coming up, as a matter of fact, today at 12 noon right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Damian Lillard should get some MVP consideration. A lot of lost 4 or 5 starters from the last year team and got his team this year in the playoffs as a 6th seed in the Western playoffs. That's very admirable, sir. And I don't know if it's Trey or Maestro who's behind this post. Trey and Maestro, the host of the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast. I don't know which one of y'all are behind this post, but Damian Lillard ain't going to win no damn MVP, bro. Oh, of course he should get some consideration. But usually the MVP is kind of directed towards a guy who's having like a career year, whose team is winning, who's a high seed in the playoffs, and I guess that kind of goes with his team is winning whole aspect. And really, it's not going to go to a newbie-type person, which I would consider Damian Lillard to be in this equation, to guys that have had more years of putting up big numbers. So I feel you. Damian Lillard is that dude, probably one of the top 4 or 5 point guards in the NBA. If I can think off the top of my head, Chris Paul, John Wall, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, maybe Lillard's, 4, 5, 6, something like that, man, but he ain't going to win no damn MVP. Great player, no disrespect. From Choochie Doug equals new Met. I'm not even going to say that anymore. I actually wanted to buy stocks, but the place I got in contact with in Alabama. Man, you still talking about some damn stocks? Come on, Choochie, you better than this, bruh. You better than this, man. Email that dude you talking stocks with about in my chat room. From Bootsy, smooth tickets. I'm not like that. Guys who, I can't even read your message, bro. I need you to really, I talked about the etiquette and calling the show, calling a talk radio show. Please do me a huge favor, okay? And proofread your posts. He said something about Smooth Tickets. Shouts out to my man Smooth Tickets, smoothtickets.com, new sponsor for the Doug Stewart Show. We've been talking about Smooth, and really this is a great marriage because we used to show my man Smooth and smoothtickets.com much love back in the day when we weren't even working together technically. He's just good people, lives here in Atlanta. He's at all the big events. Whenever we used to go to Vegas, as soon as we walk into the host hotel or wherever the fight was being staged at, and we get in the lobby, and the first person we see is Smooth and his crew. All right? So Smooth has tickets for any event. Any event. I'm talking sports, theater, once again. I talked about today, new sponsorship for the Doug Stewart Show. If you need tickets for anything, smoothtickets.com. Yes, sir. From Sensational. He says, I'm a Lakers fan, but we have shady-ass people, Kobe cheating and snitching, Fisher taking your girl, Phil stealing money, and Russell snitching. Damn, bro, you ain't have to put it like that. But you're exactly right. We got some very shady people with shady characters, man. You just ran down the list. Kobe cheating and snitching. Fisher taking your girl. Phil Jackson stealing money, and D'Angelo Russell snitching as well. Yeah, that's not a good look at all. That's not a good look. From Dobby, laugh out loud, Doug. How you name point guards and don't name Steph, the light-skinned hate comes out again. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. I got nothing against light-skinned people. I got no pent-up resentment against light-skinned people, even though the lightest-skinned fella in the 3rd grade stole my girl. And I'm still sore about it today. But that has nothing to do with my angst against light-skinned people or not. I have nothing against my mama light-skinned. So stop that. Damn. From the brother below, Stewie's hold up your BLT and barbecue pork sandwiches. I don't know what he's talking about. From JY3 and World Peace for just being World Peace. Yeah, World Peace started the biggest sports melee in the history of sports melees. But I love Ron Artest, man. Ron Artest got that dog in him. I love me some Ron Artest, man. Or Meta World Peace. I'm sorry. No disrespect. But his mama call him Ron Artest. I'm going to call him Ron Artest. But I love me some World Peace, man. He's actually been out there, he doesn't suck as bad as Kobe. At least he can go out there and play. And he's probably kind of mentoring the young guys a little bit as well on how to be a pro. So I love me some Ron Artest, man. He helped us win 2 rings. Shouts out to Ron Artest. I'm sorry, Meta World Peace. Is it Meta World Peace or World Be Free? I kind of get him confused with that old dude from the 70s. All right, we get back from the break, man. A little entertainment news, sports talk, guy talk, entertainment talk, hip-hop culture talk. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You gotta tell him, though, that I sent you. You gotta tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Hey, shouts out to all of the Stewies, man. And I consider you a Stewie if you listen to the show for, 5 minutes. Shouts out to all of the long-term Stewies, though, that have been listening to this show for the last year and a half. Thank you. I nub you. Continue to pass the word and tell people about the Doug Stewart Show, man. The most fun, most interactive, most entertaining sports and guy talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Time for some birthdays, man. A couple of birthdays out here today. April 7th, 2016, celebrating his 61st birthday, is the great Jackie Chan. Why you say his name like that, man? Jackie Chan, 61 years of age. Okay, so I'm trying to think of the top martial arts artists out there or actors out there of all time. We could do a top 5 on this or whatever. But clearly number 1 is Bruce Lee. I think definitively number 2 is the great Jet Li. And I think maybe Bruce or Jackie Chan is probably number 3. What's the brother name that The black dude that's played in a couple of movies over the last years. He's been in a couple of Tyler Perry movies. Can't remember his name right now. He actually played Spawn in the Spawn movie before. Now, that brother is bad. He might be number 4. Then I guess you can put, like, cats, weak-ass, punk-ass cats like Steven Seagal as 5th or Chuck Norris or something like that. Chuck Norris is a bad boy. I think I'll put Chuck Norris at number 5. Somebody in the chat room tell me what the black dude is, his name. He's been in a couple of movies, kind of like penitentiary-style movies over the last couple of years. Tell me his name, and I'll put him at number 4. I just gave your ass a top 5 in like 2 minutes. Yes, sir. Celebrating his 51st birthday today, and you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show, is Russell Crowe, actor. Happy birthday to him. Celebrating his 40th birthday today is Tiki Barber, former, which one is it? Okay, Tiki played for the Giants. Rondé, I guess it's Rondé's birthday too. Tiki and Rondé Barber turned 40 years old today. Happy birthday to them. And also celebrating his 50th birthday today, man. Actor, comedian Bill Bellamy. Bill Bellamy is 50. We getting old, shawty. We getting old as Methuselah. Bill Bellamy is 50 years old. Classic movie. What was this movie he is known for? How to Be a Player. It's pretty decent, pretty funny. I laughed at that. And lastly, celebrating his 61st birthday today, is former Dallas Cowboy, number 33, but number 1 in your heart. As a kid, one of the running backs that I looked up to, the great Tony Dorsett, turned 61 years old today. Happy birthday to him. He's suffering from the ill effects of CTE and concussion, he believes, and not doing too well health-wise, man. So y'all pray for the great Tony Dorsett. Also, a little entertainment news, man. Hundreds, and I mean hundreds of fans, friends, and family members of Malik Phife Dog Taylor gathered at New York's Apollo Theater Tuesday night to pay tribute to a Tribe Called Quest rapper who died at the age of 45 last month. In attendance, man, was the great Busta Rhymes, Kanye West, Chuck D, and Michael Rappaport. Obviously, Q-Tip and Jerobi and Ali Shaheed Muhammad were there as well. And in that night, Andre 3000 from Outkast made a big kind of revelation. He says, quote, "I'm going to say something in the news and some disappointing news at the same time. About a year or two ago, we were talking about doing a Tribe Called Quest and Outkast album." What? That would have been phenomenal, man. And then he says, yeah, but for whatever reason, it did not happen. I don't want to let the time go by because you never know, and that's one of the biggest things about the whole thing I regret. Whatever reason we didn't do it, it was on our plate, and we just let it go for our own personal reasons. So, yeah, man. Andre Benjamin said that they were trying to put together an Outkast and Tribe Called Quest album. That would have been monumental, man. That would have been monumental. I actually called a dude yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I actually called a dude yesterday after my line brother passed this last year. You know, we're so busy in our lifestyles, man. And you don't get the time. You figure you don't have the time to just call somebody and just holler at them, somebody you haven't talked to in a while. I'm trying to make it a practice, and I have been for a while now, just looking at my phone, and somebody I haven't talked to in a while, just calling them. Because you never know, man. You never know, man, when your time is up. You don't, man. And Dre, this revelation from Andre 3000, man, is crazy because that sounds like a perfect match. That sounds like a match made in heaven. And I guess the things that they share in common, Outkast and Tribe Called Quest, is and Tribe used to always talk about it all the time, this whole abstract thing, this whole abstract culture. And that's exactly what Outkast and Tribe Called Quest were, man, as far as their music. Very abstract, very, very different, very unique. That would have been classic, man. R.I.P. to the great Phife Dog. Hey, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedugstewartshow.com. The great Yao Ming coming up in about 15 minutes. Stay tuned for that, or about 10 minutes. Stay tuned for that. Don't forget at 12 p.m. Eastern Time today right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, and then at around 1:30 p.m. today, The Grizz. So tune in. If you're tired of whack-ass radio, man, you need to tune into the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network all day long today. All right? Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about? Caller, are you there? I guess it's not there, man. I guess it's not there. It's a great thing Obama doing with them damn phones, but I'm going to need y'all to get y'all ish together. I'm going to need y'all to get y'all ish together, all right? Let me read a couple of these chat messages from Loose Neck Swack Runs Me XI. Says Doug says some of his best friends are light-skinned. Whatever, man. From Al Thompson. Dougie is the dap in school days. I love them. They are so unpure. That's funny. You got to get that. You understand that. From KC, he says, damn, Doug don't let nothing go. I guess he's referring to my comments earlier about, a little light-skinned ninja stealing my girlfriend in the 3rd grade. And even in the 3rd grade, I didn't let it go. So I saw this little chick after school, and I was like, so what he got over me? And she came out of her mouth, and I couldn't believe it, and it's still stinging today. She came out of her mouth way back in 1970, 3rd grade, 1978. She came out of her mouth, but he got waves and you don't. He got waves? I'm working on my waves, man. I can't help it. They don't come natural like the little light-skinned ninja. Huh? And I'm still kind of hurt from that. So if you wanted to know the story, that's why. It's because I ain't have waves. I was working on my waves, wearing my little do-rag every single day, had my little brush or whatever, and I was trying to brush them out, but I couldn't get waves like the little light-skinned ninja. Is that my fault? But I had true love for this girl, and this is how she did me. But I got nothing against light-skinned people, man. Stop it. I'm just playing radio. I'm just serious. From Kaza, 1978, she said, but you're a darkie. Right. Back in 78, that's what they probably would have been saying as well. From Thorny Switch, waves on swim, laugh out loud. Yeah. It took me about 8-9 years to get half a wave. Blame my mom and them. From Dobby, Doug had that nappy hair. Probably could have been characterizing that. From Chuchi, oh yes, 3rd grade love. Mine was a Claudia Arango. It's crazy how you remember the chicks that you loved back in the 3rd grade, man. It's crazy how they scar you for life. Pass a little note in the class. Do you love me? Check yes or no. Chick send the letter back and she added another box. No, because you don't have no damn waves. That ain't funny. I almost cursed just now. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yeah. It's crazy how certain little things in your life can scar you forever. Fat Boy McCoon, Doug cried in the car. You damn right. Oh, see, now the show is taking a real nasty turn. Montana Jones. Doug was the dude walking around with a brush, but only has 3 waves in front. That ain't funny. Okay, so what if that was me? So what? It made me stronger as a person. What don't kill you only makes you stronger. Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
You ready, Mace?
Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest.
If you're not doing, what the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday, 1997. I told y'all Puffy and Mace dominated 1997.
Get a slam boom, I done hit everything from Cancun to Grand Tune. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your ball?
Yeah. That was a fun time, though, man. That was a very, very fun time. And listen, man, I gotta apologize big time. 2 days in a row, man, I've missed these birthdays, and it actually comes at a very opportune time, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Throwback Thursday. It comes at a very opportune time. I'm about to play this classic stew from 2008. And one of the big-time listeners to the Two Live Stews and to the Doug Stewart Show, my man Earl McDowell Jr., the historian for the Two Live Stews, he actually has a lot of these clips and a lot of these bits that we did back in the day. He has them saved on like a hard drive or whatever on a Commodore 64. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he has it. My man Earl McDowell Jr. turned 43 years old on yesterday. Happy belated birthday, bruh. I don't know how I forgot early to mention it. Happy birthday to my man Earl McDowell. He's from the Lou and he's proud. So happy birthday to Earl McDowell, as well as happy birthday to J.D. McCallum. This is another belated one. I got this one a couple of days ago, and I forgot to mention this. And he turned 37 years old, loyal listener to the Doug Stewart Show, man. Happy birthday to you, JD. Happy birthday to both of y'all, man. I really do appreciate the love and the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, sir. All right, speaking of which, my man Earl McDowell sent me a real jewel for this Throwback Thursday. And we're going to throw it back to 2008. The great Yao Ming had some type of issue with Shaquille O'Neal. Check it out.
Yao Ming, for some reason, Shaggy set up the call with him earlier, and he didn't seem too happy with the Big Diesel. And, we've, had Shaq, Yao on the show several times.
Okay.
And so he asked to come on today and talk about what happened last night.
Really?
Yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and talk to Yao Ming, the center for the Houston Rockets. He's in the doghouse with the 2 Live Stews. Yao, how are you doing, Yao?
It's, great to be in the doghouse.
Thank you, Yao, for coming on.
Hey, Yao, good to hear from you today, Yao. It's always good to talk to you, man. How you doing, buddy?
We're going to start the interview or what? I don't have all day.
You're talking to Yao Ming in the doghouse with the 2 Live Stews Sporting News Radio.
No. It's not we. Doug Stewart is talking to Yao Ming.
Yes, I am talking to Yao Ming.
I hate that.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing?
Oh, what's up, y'all?
Pimpin'.
All right.
Yao, let's talk a little bit before we even get into what happened last night in the game between you guys and the Phoenix Suns. How's the foot injury from last year?
Okay, listen. Did you see that Andrew Jones lookalike Tubagoo put hands on me last night? I mean, that guy, he tried to feel me up like I was his prison hole.
Ooh.
I'm totally uncomfortable with Shaquille O'Neal running these streets.
Wait a minute. Yao, I asked you about your foot.
Oh, Doug, I'm sorry. My English is not very good. My foot feels fine. Yeah, everything's okay. I'm ready to play.
Talking to Yao Ming right now at the 2 Live Stews Sporting News Radio. All right, Yao, how do you like you guys' chances this year, man, the Rockets?
So, how would you feel if some big black guy tried the old reach around okey on you? It's like he was trying to play doctor, and I was Dennis Scott. I was completely disgusted.
Yao, I asked you how was you guys' chances this year in the Western Conference?
Well, hold on. Don't be absurd. Our chances are great. I'm Yao Ming. We should at least be a 2 seed. But, my friend Colby, he may be number 1.
Yao, do we have a bad connection? Because I'm asked. Okay, never mind. We're talking to Yao Ming right now with the 2 Live Stews Sporting News Radio. It's got to be good to play with a great defensive player, all-star, and Ron Artest, right?
Look here. In the great country of China, you would be shot on the spot for pulling out a gun and brandishing a firearm during a basketball game. This feminine country allows the inmates to run the asylum. Shaquille should be in jail or dead.
Yao, I just asked you. I don't know where that all is coming from. Okay, I know you're pissed off about last night. I was asking you about playing with Ron Artest.
Oh, well, first of all, you didn't ask me that. But I'll answer it now. Ron Artest is a great human being. I know he didn't feed his dogs once. Maybe he got a fight or something. But, no, we're cool. We're down like 4 flat tires.
Talking to Yao Ming, center for the Houston Rockets with the 2 Live Stews, or facsimile there of Sporting News Radio. All right, Yao, last thing from us, man. I'm about to make a little trip down to Houston. Can you recommend a Chinese restaurant for me?
The nerve of you to bring me on and talk about such trivial things when I molested in front of billions of people last night. And a referee, nothing about it. I like women. I told Shaquille 17 times, do not touch me like that.
Hey, not me. Before we let you go, man, I'm going to China in January on some business, man. How long is it going to take me to see the Great Wall?
The Great Wall. Well, it should take you, I don't know, 2 seconds. Open your eyes when you get there. Was that Ryan?
No, that was 3D. I'm sorry, y'all. Nah, I mean.
Oh, Dennis, I'm so sorry. Make sure you check out Hop Sings when you get there.
Hop Sings?
Best food you'll ever have. It's actually, they make Mexican tamales. I don't know where this Chinese food idea comes from here in America. We don't do that.
I appreciate it now, man.
Finish it up with the great Yao Ming, center for the Houston Rockets, with the 2 Live Stews Sporting News Radio. Yao, hey, great talking to you.
You think you ever speak to me when you call, Yao?
Look here. Don't you ever call me again. I'm tired of this American oppression. China, #1, USA, start.
Yao Ming right there, everybody, with the 2 Live Stews. We appreciate it.
I'll talk to you next week, Doug.
You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, man. Classic Yao Ming. Classic Stu. Okay, a couple of things about that. One, I was obviously wrong. Ryan was there. Dennis Scott was there too, but Ryan was there. I just actually read the label of it. I didn't realize Ryan was actually there, so I apologize about that. So Ryan was there. Clearly, you could hear the angst in his voice. Anything concerning Ryan Stewart. I don't know why Yao had a problem with my brother, but he had a huge problem with Ryan Stewart. He didn't want to talk to Ryan. In three, Yao Ming is very, very slow, like my grandmother would call it. Like, we ask him questions and he answers something totally different. Real issues with Shaquille O'Neal. It's interesting, and him and Shaq going to the Hall of Fame this year together. But that's classic Stu, man, from the great Yao Ming. Wow. And Yao even went out Iron Sheik style at the end. America. Or what does it used to be? Iran #1, America. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. From my man Monty, he says, please play Brother Babe. I think we do have a Brother Babe clip or two. Maybe we'll do that for you next Thursday, man. If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show and don't know who the hell the Two Live Stews were, me and my brother Ryan Stewart, we did a show here in ATL for almost 12 years, syndicated nationally for many, many years. And we used to do these type of bits, man. And one of the characters was Yao Ming, and one of them was Brother Babe, which was actually Babe Ruth from the heavens. But he was actually black. Which I don't know why y'all playing the little drum roll, because a lot of people argue that Babe Ruth actually was black. So that's where the joke and the bit comes from, man. But, yeah, maybe we got some Babe Ruth that I can dig up. I asked my man Earl McDowell, a historian of the Two Live Stews and of the Doug Stewart Show, see if he can search through his files, and we'll try to get that on for you next week, Thursday. All right, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. When we get back from the break, man, a couple little stories I want to touch upon. Duke gets some welcome news. The Masters starts today, man. I'll tell you what the odds look like and who should win this thing. And then we'll read a couple more chat messages and we'll wrap up today's show. And that'll lead you right into the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast at 12 noon. And around 1:30 p.m., The Grizz, right here on SME. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Doug Stewart here to tell you about my man Smooth at smoothtickets.com. Smooth's got the tickets for everything that you need in the world of sports, concerts, or theater. I don't care what it is. I don't care where it's at in this great land of ours. My man Smooth at smoothtickets.com, he got them tickets. I'm telling you, boxing, baseball, NBA, NFL, country music concerts, hard rock, hip-hop, theater, Broadway, he's got them all. And if he don't have them, there ain't none. I'm telling you, smoothtickets.com. Once again, that's smoothtickets.com, or give him a call at 404-374-1150. Once again, that's 404-374-1150. You got to tell them, though, that I sent you. You got to tell them that Doug Stewart sent you. Once again, smoothtickets.com. That's smoothtickets.com. Yeah!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, 1997. Bad Boy dominated. Must have been the year before Biggie had died, if this song was a big song in 1997. But in any regard, man, Puff Daddy and Bad Boy Records dominated in 1997. Today's Throwback Thursday date. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. A couple of things that went down in 1997. In 1997, Tiger Woods, at the age of 21, became the youngest ever to win a Masters. All right, so the Masters started today. Tiger Woods won his first Masters back in 1997 as well. And also back in 1997, a jury found O.J. Simpson guilty in a civil case made by the Goldman family, which is crazy. That's 1997. That's, 19 years ago? 97, 2007. Yeah. 19 years ago. I posted something in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group, a link to a video, and in this video, an investigator took it upon himself to investigate the O.J. Simpson murders even more in depth. And basically the synopsis of the whole thing is that he believes, and that there's substantial evidence to show that Jason, O.J. Simpson's son, was actually the killer of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. And he showed and gave all these different details about Jason, and he'd had issues with the law. He actually used to wield knives around and threaten people with knives and all this crazy stuff. You got to see it. So go to the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. If you're not in it already, you have to ask for permission. We'll put you in, no problem, as long as you ain't no terrorist or nothing like that. And there's a link I posted, and the guy gives 5 reasons why Jason Simpson actually killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, and not O.J. Simpson. The number one thing, I'll tell you this, the number one reason that this guy gave, and he gave a lot of, the information behind the thought, the number one reason on his top 5 reasons why Jason actually did the murders and not O.J. was that O.J. physically couldn't have done it. Like, you remember Ron Goldman was supposedly his 3rd-degree black belt. And the way the murders happened, obviously, this is a very close contact thing. And I told y'all before I even read this, when we had O.J. Simpson in studio a couple of years after the trial, we had him in studio for 2 hours. And I'll never forget how big his damn head was. But the second thing I'll never forget is he basically hobbled in studio. Like he was walking like Fred Sanford. And when he sat down, like he literally sat down like an old-ass man. And I think he's 70-something years old right now. So this is 20 years ago almost, and he sat down and he could barely, he really had to measure himself in sitting down. Like he couldn't get around good. And you trying to tell me that dude murdered 2 people with a knife? You ain't gonna murder me with no knife. There's who was the comedian that came out with that? Some comedian came out with that. It's hard to kill a dude with a knife, you know. And we don't know the exact details and particulars of the case, but you would think if you're a young guy and this old-ass guy who, once again, cannot get around, comes at you with a knife and he's already murdered Nicole, that at worst-case scenario, you will run, right? Right? Yeah. But, yeah, go to the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group, and the link is in there, and you see this guy's reasons on why he really believes all the evidence points towards OJ's boy, his son, Jason Simpson. Yeah, and a bunch of other little good stuff in there as well. I actually posted in there too yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the video of the South Georgia man that was killed back in 2003. He was basically executed by the police. And I told a story on that yesterday. We got talking about, the whole Beyonce thing and the whole Formation video and how police are protesting. She's anti-police and all that stuff. So we got talking about injustices in this country, whereas it involves black men. And I told this story about one of my fraternity brothers who was actually killed back in 2003 down in South Georgia. And all of the details in there, man, it's just tragic. Cop never got convicted of anything. He lost his job, but he never got convicted of anything. And there's video with it of the actual murder, of the execution. And the guy just walks up. They got bro on the ground. They got him hog-tied, his hands, behind his back. There's like 3 cops holding him down or trying to get him cuffed. And another officer just walks into the picture and walks right up to him point-blank range and puts 2 bullets in his head. Yeah, the video, and there's evidence. I mean, that's it. And oh yeah, this wasn't even the person they were looking for. Okay, so it was a case of mistaken identity. So we got into all of that conversation yesterday. So a couple of interesting videos and conversations going on in the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group. All right. From Sensational, he says, Brother McDowell, you the man with these classic stews, sir. Yeah, I can't say it enough. Thank you, Brother McDowell. And there's so much, many more things, classic episodes and conversations and bits that we did on the stews back in the day that's been lost forever because they probably deleted a lot of that stuff. But my man, Brother McDowell, man, has got a lot of that stuff saved, man, and I really do appreciate it, man. I mean, you can tell by how much I was laughing when we came back from playing that Yao Ming clip, man. That stuff really just tickles me. It tickled me at the time, and it still tickles me 10 years later, in effect. So I appreciate it, bruh. From Jarvis J., Andre Elam, Google the names Michael Nigg and Brett Cantor. They having some type of deep discussion in here now about something. I'm not sure about what. From K3000, OJ didn't do it. It was Glenn Rogers, serial killer. He says he was hired by OJ and it was all over. Get $20,000 earnings. Look it up. Yeah, there was another aspect of the little video I posted. Oh, no, it wasn't. This was something totally different. But my man, Big Vince from Minnesota, told me to go check out a video of kind of like a little documentary they did on the Simpson murders as well. And their whole premise, the number one premise or thought on who actually committed the murders was Jason as well. But then their second theory was this hitman, this guy hired to follow Nicole around. OJ was jealous and all of this stuff. And, they kind of, basically implied that this guy actually did the murders as well. And Nicole was really wilding back during then. That's very consistent in all these different conversations. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show about Nicole Simpson. She was doing a lot of coke and, sleeping around with a ton of guys or whatever, man. She had just, went buck wild after her and OJ had divorced. For 2 years. She was very prominent in the drug scene. Paul Mooney had mentioned that about Nicole Simpson. And I hate to even talk in these negative terms about someone who's deceased. But this is a conversation about that whole story. But Paul Mooney has been on record many, many times, comedian Paul Mooney, in saying that, Nicole Simpson was murdered because of drugs. It was a drug type deal. Paul Mooney's been in Hollywood for 40 plus years. And, he knows what the streets are saying or whatever. And he'll come out and tell you anytime you ask him. That whole thing was about drugs coming from Paul Mooney. So I don't know, man. Real deep stuff. And it's crazy how much, and I guess it has a lot to do with the TV show, the People versus O.J. Simpson, that we're talking about it again. It's over 20 years later. But it's crazy how ingrained in the fabric of this country that trial was, man, and still continues to be today as far as topics of conversation, man. I mean, that thing was huge. That kind of spurned a lot of reality talk shows. Like, a lot of people argue that O.J. Simpson trial was the first reality TV show. You think about it, all the court TV. Like, there was a whole network that came from that case. It was a whole network, True TV and Court TV. There's a lot of stuff that came from that trial, man, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember I just moved to Atlanta, and I remember at the job that I had, I used to go home because I didn't live far from the job, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I used to go home at lunchtime, fix me a little ham sandwich or whatever. At that time, I was still eating the swine. I would go home, fix me a little ham sandwich, eat some potato chips or whatever, and I spend the bulk of my lunch watching the trial, okay? And oh my gosh, the day that they announced the verdict, I went home, man, and I worked in this office, this real, let's just put it like this, very conservative office. And I went home lunchtime and, OJ not guilty. I timed my lunch to go home when they gave the verdict, and sure enough, OJ not guilty, and I came back in the office ready to have a party. And I walked back in the office, and all my white coworkers looked at me with such disdain. Like, look, I didn't kill nobody, man. Oh, so it was tension filled. I'll never forget that day. When I walked back in that office, they looked at me like they could cut me. That's probably a bad, metaphor at this time. They looked at me with such disdain. Let's just leave it at that. Like, how dare you walk back in here and OJ went free? Man, I had nothing to do with it. Why y'all mad at me? Huh? This is the court system. The man went free. There's a lot of questionable things in the trial. Planted evidence and all of this stuff. Don't shoot the messenger. I just walked back in from lunch. I'm happy. I'm ready to go. My favorite football player of all time is going to hit them streets again. I'm good. But it was my fault. It was like I killed Ron and Nicole. I didn't do it. And I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate, and y'all share the same sentiment about your jobs at the time back in, 1996, I think the verdict was, or 96, maybe late 95. But yeah, oh man, that thing was huge. I mean, it was huge. Crazy stuff, man. Yeah, man. Nobody didn't speak to me. They act like I was damn AC or something like that. Nobody didn't speak to me. I'm the only black person in the whole damn office, like 9 people, mortgage business. And it was like 9 people in the office, and, I walked back in. I'm the only ninja in there, man. They just look at me with just total, utter disgust. Man, I ain't killed nobody. I'm your coworker. Can you cut a brother a break? Damn. I had nothing to do with the murders, man. Yeah. Nobody didn't speak to me the rest of the day. Nobody said a word to me. It was like I was on damn trial. But I wasn't. I wasn't. Hello. I'm not on trial here. Long-standing ramifications from that trial, man. Hey, man, thank you so much for tuning in to the Doug Stewart Show today. Hey, listen, man. Very simple. This is a very simple thing to do. All right? This is online radio, so the platform's a little bit different. You just can't keep your dial as, where it's at, or terrestrial radio, and listen to the next show. Sometimes we run the shows together, but today, The Barbershop Sports Talk podcast is coming up at 12 noon. All you have to do, listen to me very closely, all right? I'm going to make it very simple for you. All you have to do is go to StewartMediaandEntertainment.com, and you'll hear the Barbershop Sports Talk podcast live in about 5 minutes. All right? StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. 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 You'll see a little red live sign saying it's live and in effect. All right? That's what's up. Hey, shouts out to the producer to the Doug Stewart Show, Waterhead Walter, the engineers, Dwayne Vasson and Gerald Oliveri. Thank you very much. As well as to my man Pink Gator for this hot-ass track. I mean, a hot-ass track. Yes, sir. And a special thank you, man, to all of the listeners, all of the Stewies. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Don't forget, StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. That's A-N-D. StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. Or just if you know what you're doing and how you make your way around Spreaker, that's fine as well. Several places you can listen to the show. But for the new people and people that aren't familiar with Spreaker, it's StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. My man Trey and Maestro coming out of Baltimore, Maryland with that fire. Don't go away. Stay tuned, all right? We'll do this show again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace!